Now investigating an alleged financial settlement between the city of Charlotte and CMPD Chief Johnny Jennings that reportedly took place behind closed doors. State Auditor Dave Bollig sent a letter to Charlotte Mayor Vi Lyles today outlining what he calls his serious concerns. We first learned about this tension when City Councilwoman Victoria Watlington accused city leaders of unethical and illegal conduct earlier this month. The city called her allegations unfounded. The state auditor writes it's unclear what the settlement is over, but the auditor says, quote, there is a possibility that as much as $100,000 to $300,000 in public dollars may have been given to the chief in a legal settlement. Bollig says his office will be asking the mayor multiple questions about the settlement. He writes in part, quote, even if the payment was worth 1 penny, it should be disclosed to the public in a timely and transparent manner. There is no tax dollar free from public scrutiny, end quote.
Now, we reached out to the city of Charlotte for a response on this new investigation. Interim City Attorney Anthony Fox says, we have received the letter and will work with the state auditor while adhering to all applicable laws. He says the city intends to release all relevant public records allowed by law.